Welcome back to FTBL Culture. It's your boy CultureCams. It has been a great week for me. Man United beat Leicester, Man United beat Barcelona, but by the time this video comes out, I could either be so happy because of the cup final or I could be sad. However, in honor of Erling Haaland scoring his 27th goal of the season, I thought I'm gonna give you a top 5 list of the best debut seasons in Premier League history. Let's go. As Erling Haaland's season has not completed yet, we know he's probably going to go and break Mo Salah's record. Absolutely unbelievable. 27 goals already. It's just absolutely silly. But as he has not completed the season, he will not be in this list. So that is just a little disclaimer for you guys. And please, do not ask me where is Mo Salah. I know he broke the record in his first proper season for Liverpool, but we can't forget when he had that short little trim running down the wing for Chelsea and Jose Mourinho. He even scored against Arsenal in that 6-0. So I cannot put Mo Salah in here, people. Now let's get into the top 5 list. At number 5, I'm going to go with a position that I often diss. And you guys might be surprised for me to put a goalkeeper in here, but I have to mention it because it was a record-breaking season. It's none other than Petr Cech. I mean, when this guy came into the league in 2004, 2005, it felt like something we haven't seen since Petr Schmeichel. The guy would catch every cross, catch every corner. He was brave. He was just so dominant, but he was very, very cool. You didn't often see Petr Cech shouting like a Schmeichel, like an Oliver Kahn. He just seemed so calm, so collected, and we've heard him speak in the press. Very, very intelligent. The impact that he had on that Chelsea team is absolutely unbelievable. Listen, people, he conceded 15 goals in his first season. That record has still not been broken. And let me tell you something, it will never be broken. That is why he's 5th on my list, because we're talking about record-breaking things. Tell me if you think any keeper will ever concede as little as that. Yes, he had prime John Terry in front of him, Carvalho, Gallas, Paulo Ferreira, Makelele, but Petr Cech was just such an upgrade on Cudicini, and that's no disrespect to Cudicini, but I mean, it was different levels here, man, and that's why he is number 5 on my list. And at number 4, I'm gonna go for me, the most scary centre-half in Prem history. The dog, Jaap Stam. I mean, listen, in that era, when he came in 98, 99, Manchester United, of course, went on to win the treble, and it was just a magical year. How he came in and aided that team and pushed Manchester United to be arguably the best side we've ever seen in this country. But it's not only that. You look at the 97, 98 Arsenal team, they were built on Tony Adams, Steve Bold. It was so many guys in that team where they were frightening. Fergie looked at that and said, yo, I need to match this, I need to go dog for dog. And he brought in Jaap Stam, and Stam said, listen, I understand the assignment, boss. And we were absolutely sensational that season. As I said, clean sweep of all the trophies. His impact is just something that we haven't seen before in his position. You look at what Van Dijk did for Liverpool, and everyone talks about that impact. This guy came in and won the treble in his first season. Respect the real Dutch boss. I mean, the guy was a man mountain. He was underrated on the ball. He had speed. He'll win every header. He was so physical. And I remember I spoke to Carlton Cole, and he said to me, the scariest defender he's ever played against is Stam. He played him in a pre-season game, ran into him one time, dropped onto the floor, and Stam was just hovering over him, looking at him, telling him basically, get up. I dare you to get up. Carlton Cole said, listen, I'm going to stay down here. It's just, that was the fear he sent into centre-halves, man. What a guy and what a revolution he made for Manchester United. And that is why he is my number 4. At number 3, listen, you guys might think I'm biased here. I'm not even biased. I'm being truthful. And in fact, I put him number 3 so I can beat the bias allegations. It's Ruud van Nistelrooy. Listen, this is my favourite striker in Man United history. Always be in the box, burying chances, best finisher I've seen in Man United history. When he came in 2001, 2002, Man United had just come off a three-peat. there was Dwight York, there was Andy Cole, there was all these guys. They were starting to wane out a little bit. Man United needed to revamp. They needed a striker. Tried to sign him the season before, but that damn ACL injury ruined him. He came in the next year. Fergie said, I will wait for you. Just get fit. That's how much faith he had in this man. And Van Nistelrooy said, yeah, I'm going to give you 36 in my first season. I'm going to give you the player of the year in my first season. Yes, Manchester United did not win the league, but the way he came in and basically kind of felt like he was changing goal scoring in this country. It was inevitable. You knew Manchester United on the weekend will win their game. Van Nistelrooy is on the score sheet. 23 league goals in his first season, and that was the birth of the Henry-Van Nistelrooy rivalry. Yes, Henry won that. We know this. But it was a damn good fight, and Van Nistelrooy, we know every single week, if Henry scores, he's fuming. He doesn't care about winning. The guy was a cerebral killer. Ruud van Nistelrooy, RVN, my arguable favourite Manchester United player, and that is why he is number 3. And at number 2, now this was hard, but I have to go to the blue corner of Manchester, and it is Sergio Aguero. I mean, same as Van Nistelrooy, his impact was just like seamless. Just come into the league, 23 league goals, I'll give you that. He was fast, he was strong. Aguero would drop deep and dribble past 2 or 3. I don't think people remember Atletico Aguero, you know. That guy had feet, he could move. Don't think about this pressing one that Pep tried to change him into. Forget that one. I'm talking about the one that was so good to see. Left foot, right foot, he was deadly. And I remember his debut, you know, because there was such hype around him. He scored that goal against Chelsea in the Champions League, the free kick. He was besties with Messi. It was just like, yo, who's going to get him? And Man City got him. He was meant to go to Chelsea. Debut against Swansea. I remember he just rattled one outside the box. And I was just like, yeah, okay, minimal backlift. You just knew, okay, the league is on notice. We all know how it ended. One of the worst days in my footballing life. Aguero! He produced the greatest moment in Premier League history. And listen, I'm a Man United fan, doesn't matter. That is the greatest moment in Premier League history, and I do not think that will ever be topped. How can you top basically the last kick of the game, winning your team the title in your debut season? How can you top that as a moment? It is just so hard to do. So I've got to give Aguero his maximum props. At that point, City were just knocking on the door. You know, they got top 4. They had Tevez, they had Balotelli. And Tevez had a great season in 10-11. But for some strange reason, he had a fallout with Mancini. So did Balotelli. Tevez literally left the team, refused to come off the bench, and was playing golf, while Aguero was having to shoulder everything and make sure everything is still in place for Tevez to come back and for them to go and win the league. And of course, for him to produce the maddest moment I've ever seen. So that is a big reason why Aguero is in number 2. And at number 1, so many players. I feel like everyone that I've named in the top 5 so far, in the top 4, could actually be number 1. I think we're talking about outstanding Premier League seasons. We're talking about legendary Premier League seasons, player of the years in there, greatest moment, records, trebles. But there's one man who had literally 0 reputation, is arguably the greatest scouting job in Prem history. Big shout out to Steve Walsh for delivering the league. N'Golo Kante. He was a revolution. That is as simple as that. I mean, I've never seen a man that could cover as much grass as him. His lungs, I don't know what it's made out of, because he was an engine that would never, ever stop. And he came into a Leicester team who had just been battling relegation. Claude Ranieri. It wasn't a team that's necessarily moving anybody. And for some reason, he just came in there. They started winning games. Vardy started kicking on. Mahrez. All of a sudden, they are the Premier League champions, in which might be the greatest achievement in Premier League history. You know, there's so many records in Prem, but that might be the sole greatest. I mean, they were 5,000 to 1. Bookie said, we're never doing that again, because somebody hit the lick. And when you go and think about what he's done after that, he won a league with Chelsea, transforming Conte's team. He went and won a World Cup. He got to the Euro final. It's a come up that I've never seen before. He came from the second division in France and ended up being arguably one of the best midfielders of his generation. Okay, could he get the ball off the back four, pop it left and right? Maybe not. But his driving ability, when he gets on the ball and starts to drive, Kante was a serious problem. Ball recoveries, just his pure quality was outstanding. He's the cheapest guy on my list here, price-wise. And he's arguably more successful than all of these guys. Overall, Kante makes my number one. What do you guys think about that list? I've got Kante 1, Aguero 2, Van Nistelrooy 3, Jaap Stam 4, Petr Cech 5. I know a lot of you are thinking about honorable mentions. You know, there are people that I had to leave out. I know you guys are going to be watching this in the comments and acting like it's so easy. I can't put everyone in there. Gianfranco Zola, Footballer of the Year, 96, 97, and he dazzled the league. People didn't even know where to look. He was just dropping man left, right, and center. Fernando Torres, 2006, 2007. We know what he did when he came into this league. Diego Costa. Costa was a monster, and he even went and won the league in 2016-17 as well. And just for the Defenders Union, big shout out to Carvalho as well. Everything I'm saying about Petr Cech, I can attribute to him as well. But guys, that's my honorable mentions. Let me know in the comments below who you would put in your top 5, what order you'll put, or maybe if I got it all right. Hit the likes, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on. That's so important. Thank you for 20K. Now we want 25, 30, 40, 50K. My name's CultureCams, and I am out.